How young is too young? Why Archie Lilibet's golden tickets are absolute nonsense. Greetings and a gracious welcome to the World of Royal Staffs channel. Oh boy, where do I even start with this one? It seems like we have some delicate little snowflakes out there who can't handle a bit of criticism. Well, tough luck, because I am about to tear apart their precious little fairy tale. So, we have the Sussex children, do we? Has anyone even seen those little rascals out in the wild, interacting with the plebs? I doubt it. And let's be honest, how are a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old going to handle a massive crowd in London and a family they don't even know? It's all a load of BS, I tell you. We won't be seeing them, mark my words. Now, compare that to the Wales children. They're older, they've been trained, and they can appear in public without nannies. And they know all their relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, who can provide support and a friendly eye during events. Can the same be said for the Sussex children? Not a chance. They'll know absolutely no one, apart from their precious mommy and daddy, of course. Unless Doria decides to grace us with her presence, that is. And let's not forget about the official photos, shall we? The Sussex children will have to pose for family photos surrounded by strangers. Do you really think they'll be comfortable or well behaved? I highly doubt it. But let's get to the heart of the matter, shall we? This is a state event, people. It's about the new king and queen, not about those two fame-hungry attention seekers and their brats. Can't they just shut the F***ck up and go away already? Nobody cares if they show up or not, and let's face it, most people would prefer it if they didn't. I mean, come on, they keep telling us how happy they are now, how free they feel. Well, good for them, I say. They had to record and show us a freedom flight. What a load of crap. Now they can be free to disappear and never come back, for all I care. According to sources close to the couple, they are essentially holding their own family members hostage, saying, "You can see your grandkids, but we get photographs to sell to the highest bidder." But wait, there's more. It seems that Meghan may not even show up to the gathering herself, and is using her children, especially Archie's birthday, as an excuse. Because, of course, no one has ever celebrated a child's birthday on a day other than the actual day they were born, right? The real reason behind all of this is that Harry and Meghan have made it clear that they will not allow any pictures, recordings of conversations, or anything of that nature. And on top of that, they are being extremely picky about which events they will be invited to, where they will be seated, and so on. So, don't be surprised if only Harry attends this family gathering. All of this talk about the kids is just Meghan's way of staying in the news, as if we haven't had enough of her already. I mean, seriously, what is the deal with these two? They are pulling the same old stunt that they did before the Jubilee, and we all know how that turned out. They weren't even on the balcony, didn't attend any of the big events, and didn't even get a picture of their kids with the Queen. All they managed to do was take a solo walk down the aisle at St. Paul's on their way to their cheap seats, and they had to pull some sneaky delaying tactics to even get that. Let's face it, they won't get a chance to do anything like that at the coronation. Perhaps they believe that the general public will rise up and demand that they attend, which is seriously delusional. The only ones enjoying this are the tabloids who are reporting on this, just to get those outraged clicks from the public who are so fed up and over these two fools. In summary, it is very possible that Harry and Meghan won't bring their children to the gathering, unless they get their way with photographs. As for Meghan, who knows if she'll even bother to show up. All we can say is, God, this pair are stupid. The monarchy and British public moved on without them, despite their foot-stomping and hasty departure to North America, which, surprisingly, they didn't try to rebrand as the Americas like their colonialist predecessors. Now they're seething over the fact that the coronation celebrations will take place without them. But the world doesn't pause to cater to their grievances, life goes on, with or without their approval. They can either move forward and live their own lives, or cling to envy and denial. The truth is, the royal family doesn't care whether or not they want to be part of the family anymore. It's time for them to accept that it's over between them and the royals. As for Harry, most of his anger stems from his family's seemingly nonchalant bye as he departed. He probably hoped they would cave into his demands and beg him to come back. But he can't handle the fact that they've shown they don't need him. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but one that he must face if he wants to move on with his life. The topic at hand is the role of children in formal situations, particularly in the coronation ceremony. Now, some people seem to think that it's necessary to include children in these types of events, but I couldn't disagree more. As any parent knows, children are unpredictable and can't be expected to behave in a formal setting. They want to run around and be entertained, not sit still for hours on end. And yet, these lunatics, Harry and Meghan, think that their children should have a role in the coronation ceremony. What a ridiculous idea! Do they even spend time with their children? If they did, they would know that this is a recipe for disaster. Furthermore, there is no precedent for including small children in the coronation ceremony. Even Charles, the first in line to the throne, was older than Archie is now when his mother was coronated, and his role was simply that of a spectator. Princess Anne wasn't even there at all. And yet, these lunatics seem to think that their children, who have never even met their extended family, should have a role in this historic event. They are creating a role for George, who is going to be 10 this year, and allegedly, Camilla has asked that her teenage grandchildren carry the canopy for her anointing. What are they thinking? In short, the idea that children need a role in formal events is absurd, and Harry and Meghan's insistence on including their children in the coronation ceremony is just another example of their cluelessness. They made the choice to step down from their royal duties and flee to North America, leaving their family and responsibilities behind. And let's not forget how they've kept their kids away from their own flesh and blood, cutting ties with the very people who helped make them who they are today. It's no wonder that the royal family sees them as second-class citizens. Those who have a place in the upcoming coronation are the ones who work tirelessly for the king and the British people, day in and day out, with a smile on their faces. They don't complain, they don't make excuses, they just get on with it. And those who don't do the work, don't get the perks. Sure, the South Parkles may have been invited to attend, but let's not forget who's in charge here. They have no say in what happens, no voice to be heard. It's a classic case of walk in, sit down, shut up, get up, walk out, shut up. So let's not pretend that they have any real power or influence, shall we? They made their bed, and now they have to lie in it. End of story. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next one.